Now, in order to understand camera angles better, we're actually going to break them down using 4 different parameters: pitch angle, camera height, orientation, and point of view, which together will determine the angle of each shot you take. First, let's talk about pitch, or the degree to which the camera is tilted up or down. The degree of tilt can range from subtle to extreme and is typically determined by how the viewer is supposed to perceive the image and/or to approximate a particular character's viewpoint. Therefore, as you change the camera's pitch angle or degree of tilt, you not only impact the aesthetic and composition of the shot, but you will also influence the psychological leverage over the viewer. When the camera is pointed straight across at a subject or object with no tilt at all, it's called a straight angle or level shot. Straight angle shots are generally used as a way to represent how we might typically interact with people in real life and suggest a neutral perspective or relationship between subjects in the scene, allowing the audience to formulate their own views and opinions of the characters. Next, we have the high angle, which is any shot where the camera is tilted or angled downward, pointing at the desired subject. High angle shots can be a great way to convey narrative information, provide perspective, or establish context by showcasing the unique landscape of a particular scene, especially when filmed from a distance and/or from an elevated height. On a more intimate level, high angles are typically used to make a character appear weak, vulnerable, or even inferior, as the camera is effectively looking down on them, suggesting that the audience should too. The most extreme high angle is known as an overhead shot, or bird's eye view, where the camera is essentially pointing straight down. Overhead shots are generally an aesthetic choice that give the audience a unique point of view that they would not see otherwise. They can be used to elicit emotional or dramatic impact, especially when combined with extreme heights, and are a great way to add tension or punch up the action by implying that a character is in danger or maybe just in some extreme action situation that, if we're being honest, is quite often likely just a cool shot for entertainment purposes. Last but not least, we have the low angle, which is any shot where the camera is tilted or angled upwards, pointing at the desired subject. Low angle shots are often very subtle when used for dialogue, as the camera is positioned slightly below a character's eye line, but they can also have a more exaggerated tilt, often to suggest strength or power, and a dominant perspective or relationship over others in the scene. An extreme low shot, also known as undershot or worm's view, is a great way to show vertical depth or scale in a scene and can create a sense of awe or admiration for something that may be beyond the character's reach. Just think of high and low angle shots as like bacon and eggs. When you have one, then you usually have the other, meaning they are most often used in combination or as reverse shots of each other in order to emphasize the perceived power dynamic that may exist between subjects in the scene. Low angle for the powerful character and high angle for the weak. For example, in this scene from Crazy Rich Asians, the mother-in-law-to-be Eleanor moves forward, making Rachel step back and down one step, leaving Eleanor in a higher, more powerful position, where she then lets Rachel know what she really thinks of her.
You will never be enough.
Oh, no, she didn't! Oh, yes, she did!
Having said that, there are plenty of examples where the opposite of this happens, like the sewer scene from It. The reason why it works in this case is because Pennywise takes a submissive, lower position to gain Georgie's trust so that he can ultimately lure him in as his prey. If you got something out of this video, make sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you next time.